Hello and welcome to the Immanuel Lutheran Lancer basketball game. This is the boys team playing first. JV, varsity will follow. Tonight, the Lancers are playing at New Auburn. The game will start in approximately 50 seconds. The Lancers JV has played one game so far. New Auburn, this will be their first game, both JV and varsity. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them below in the chat and I will answer you. And it appears Plath will be tipping off for the Lancers. And Melland to tip off for New Auburn. Melland wins the tip-off. Harder goes down in, tries to get it inside, tipped away, covered by Willover. Back out to Harder. Harder drives the lane, goes up with it, misses the shot, rebounded by Plath, and that's going the other way. Plath comes inside to Thorough, who misses his shot, rebounded by Harder, and travel called on Harder. They get it into Plath. Plath coming around, going up for layup, and Plath will score. Harder gets it down to Ludwigson. Ludwigson looking around, gets it back down into Melland. Melland goes up with it, just misses, rebounded by Plath. Plath out to Rodemacher. Rodemacher taking it around, looks to drive inside, comes out to Sito. Sito hits Thorough. Thorough with a deep two and drains that one. Harder bringing it up again. Gets it in. Sorry, that wasn't Harder. Passes to Harder, whose pass gets stolen by Plath. Tosses ahead to Wales. Wales with a layup. And timeout, New Auburn. Lancers up 6-0. Lancers coming out with a very confident start here to the game. New Auburn struggling a little bit to stop Lancers' quick offense. Lancers have hardly even set up an offense, mostly just steals and breakaways for the Lancers on points so far. Ludwigson across to Harder. Harder drains one. Jump shot. Covered well. Siddle brings it down for the Lancers, looking around just left of the top of the key. Gets it down to Rodemacher. Rodemacher tries to drive sideline, pump fakes, stops with it, and then turns around, goes up with it, misses. Plath gets his rebound, and that is blocked, and he is fouled. I believe it is on Ludwigson. Nope, Gotham. And Plath will be shooting 2. He will make his first. As well as the second. That's just now up 8-2. Ludwigson bringing it up for the Trojans. Gets it down into Willover, who comes up to the top left of the key. Gets it into Harder, high post, sorry. And Rodemacher jumped the gun on that one, and the foul is called on him. Willover to pass in. Going to Ludwigson. Comes across to Gotham. Gotham tries to get it to Willover, stolen by Rodemacher, and he will go for a breakaway layup. Puts it too hard off the glass. Plath struggling for the rebound there with Gotham. Jump ball called, and the ball will go to the Trojans. Ludwigson will bring it up for the Trojans. Goes across to Willover. Willover gets a block and then sends it down into Melland. Just tipped away, rebounded, stolen there by Rodemacher, who will take it up for the Lancers. Covered tightly, gets around him with a behind the back crossover. Misses his layup, but is fouled by Melland, I believe. Yes. And Rodemacher will go to the line to shoot 2. Rodemacher missing his first one. Rutz will come in for Wales on the Lancer side. And Polchinski will come in for Ludwigson on the side of the Trojans. Rodemacher makes his second. 1 for 2 now on free throws today. Polchinski will bring it up the court this time for New Auburn. Gets it inside to Gotham. Tries to pass to Harder, stolen by Rutz. Rutz will take it down, go for a breakaway layup, makes that. No foul called. Gotham bringing it up. Puts it across to Harder. Harder gets a block from Polchinski, drives in, then pops out to Willover. Willover gets stopped short, tries to pass to Harder, and Carsonson will tip that away. Out of bounds on the Lancers. Harder to pass it in for the Trojans. Harder gets it into Gotham. Gotham tries driving. Gets a high post and stops. Comes back out to Harder. Harder on the key, takes it really deep too. Airballs that, rebounded by Plath. Plath goes ahead to Roots and didn't catch the call there. I think Plath stepped out actually. Yeah, Plath stepped out. Gotham to pass in for New Auburn. Gets it into Harder. Harder pump fakes, then goes up with it. Is fouled, but misses his shot. Foul will be called on Sido, I believe. Yes. Harder makes his first shot. Score is now 11-3. Lancers lead by 8. And Harder misses his second. Rebounded by Carstensen out to Plath. Plath across to Rademacher into Rutz. Rutz misses his shot, rebounds it, and sets it in. And Polchinski will bring it up the court for New Auburn. Polchinski down to Woolover. Drives inside top high post. Almost tipped away there by Rutz. Out to Harder. Harder tries going inside to Gotham. Just misses the sideline there and then ends up touching it. Radical coming for Rademacher on the Lancer side. And see, Fetty will come in for Woolover. Seto to bring it up, gets it into Rutz high post, who will take a shot, and he will hit that. Rutz now with 6 points on the game. Score is now 15-3. Lance is leading. Gotham gets it into Melland. Melland trying to drive, gets it back out to Gotham. Dancing around the sideline. Pops back out to Harder. Harder tries to take a shot. Comes up short. Melland gets that and then loses it to Sito. Sito pass way ahead to Rutz. Rutz with a nice layup. Polchinski again bringing it up for New Auburn. Scores now 17-3. Chinsky down into Fetty. Fetty out to Harder. Tipped by Carstensen. Carstensen getting it. Tipped back away by Harder. Stolen. Harder going up with it and makes his shot. Harder now with 5 points on the game. Sito going around. Polchinski goes up for a layup. Nice play there. Pass way ahead, almost stolen by Rutz. Saved and taken by Fetty. And back out to Gotham. Gotham down to Harder. Harder tries to go inside to Melland. They send it back out to Gotham, then to Harder. Harder high post shot, just misses that. Rebounded by Plath. Plath going ahead again, ahead to Rutz. Rutz with a faraway layup, just misses that. Rebounded by Carstensen, and Carstensen will score. And Gotham will take it up court for New Auburn. Gotham gets it across to Harder. Harder looking for a screen, finds one for Polchinski, goes in, then back out to Melland. Melland dribbling up the key, goes in, misses his layup, rebounded by Radical out to Sito. Sito running ahead. Sito makes a move, stops high post, gets it into Radical. Radical out to Carstensen. Carstensen with a shot, misses that. Almost rebounded by Radical, tipped around a little bit, and finally rebounded by Gotham. Gotham again to take it up for New Auburn. Gotham gets it into Melland. Melland tries to get it into Harder. Comes back out to him. Shoots a three. Missed there. Rebounded by Rutz. Rutz looking ahead to Plath. Plath wide open underneath the net. And makes another two. Score is now 21-5. Lancers with a dominating lead to begin this first half. 8:40 left on the clock. Rutz is the leading scorer for the Lancers, now with 8 points. Followed by Andy Plath with 6. On New Auburn side, Harder is the only one who has scored for them with a total of 5 points. Two team fouls for the Trojans. 3 have been called on the Lancers. And Gotham will bring it up the court yet again for New Auburn. Harder gets it in Sorry, Gotham gets it into Harder. Harder trying to drive. Just misses his layup there. Bounces around a few people, rebounded by Harder, and he'll put it in. Now with all 7 points for his team. And Roots will bring it the other way. This is probably one of the first time Lancers have actually set up an offense. Carter throws it into Mellon. And Mellon gets it to Harder. Harder bringing it the other way. Harder goes into Fetty. Fetty out to Gotham. Gotham going back into Fetty against Brandel. Goes up with it, misses, rebounded by Carsonson. Up to Roots. Roots way ahead to Radical. Radical out to Quaid. Quaid out to Radical. Quick move there. Tries to go out with it. It goes off Gotham's foot and stolen by Gotham. Out to Harder. Harder into Fetty. Fetty going around after getting a block. Tries to pass it inside. Stolen by Radical. Up to Roots. Roots with a breakaway layup. Misses that. Rebounded by Radical. And Radical will bring that in. Score is now 23-7. Lancers leading. Harder bringing it up the court for the Trojans. Harder into Gotham. Gotham back into Harder, who makes a nice cut. Goes up with it. Just misses that shot there. And that'll go off Ludwigson and out. Leduc will come in, as well as Thompson. And Carsonson and Roots will come out. It's on the Lancer side. Thompson into Brandel. Brandon will take it up for the Lancers. Brandel finds a Radical. Radical tries to go into Quaid. Tipped away and stolen by Gotham. Gotham will bring it the other way for New Auburn. Gotham gets stopped. Comes out to Ludwigson. Ludwigson across to Woolover. Back out to Gotham. Tries to get a screen. Comes up. Decides to go to Harder, sorry. Goes into Fetty. Fetty back out to Harder. Harder with the shot. Just misses. Rebounded by Fetty. Stolen by Brandel and out on Brandel. It remained the Trojans' ball. Gotham to pass in. He gets it into Ludwigson. Back into Harder. And a foul is called on Leduc. That is his first, team's fourth. Gotham to pass it again. Finds Fetty. Taken there by Woolover. Up to Harder. Harder gets a block from Gotham. Stops in the corner. Comes back up to Ludwig. Back up to Gotham. And that is stolen by Thompson. Thompson going the other way. Bounces off his foot. And out it goes. Harder will bring it up for New Auburn. Calling a play there. Harder tries to get it in there off Ludwigson. Bounces around a few people and ends up in Brandel's hands. Brandel taking it the other way. Brandel stops top of the key. Bounces back out, then around. Stolen there by Woolover. Woolover with a breakaway layup. Misses that. Rebounded by Brandel. Brandel taking it the other way. Sends it ahead to Radical. Radical stops short. Gets it to Brandel. Brandel with a three. And that'll bounce in and out. Rebounded by Quaid. Quaid out to Thompson. Thompson with a deep two, and he'll hit that. Score is now 27-7. Lancers up by 20. Gotham bringing it up for New Auburn. Gotham goes in. Nice pass to Harder. Tipped away by Thompson. Subs here for both the Lancers and New Auburn. Plath and Rademacher will come in as well as Melland and Cody. Gotham tries to get it into Melland there. Tipped away by Plath, and that'll go off harder now. Lancers getting the ball. Plath to pass in. Rodemacher will bring it up the court for the Lancers. Rodemacher finds Plath, left wing. Plath pulls up top of the key. Just misses his deep two. And that'll go off Rodemacher now. Gotham to bring it up for New Auburn. Tries to come back there to Woolover, loses it. Gets it back to Woolover. Woolover back to Harder again. Harder tries going left wing. Has to come back to Woolover. Woolover into Mellon. Stolen there by Rodemacher after he tried to drive the lane. Rodemacher stops short, gets to Quaid. Quaid down to Thompson. Thompson will take a three. Just misses. Rebounded by Rodemacher deep. Passes it inside to Leduc. Leduc looking for a shot. Decides to go out to Rodemacher. Rodemacher with a nice fake. Goes up with it. Just misses that. Rebounded by Plath. Plath goes to Thompson. Thompson coming around goes to Rodemacher. Rodemacher now top of the key. Tries driving left wing. Bounces back out. Comes inside high post to Plath. Plath back out to Thompson. Thompson driving inwards and travel is called. Fetty will get it into Gotham, and Gotham to bring it up the court for the Trojans. Gotham goes around left wing, looking for an open lane. Does not find it, passes out to Fetty. Fetty high post, goes to Woolover. Woolover back to Gotham. Gotham on top of the key, drives left. Comes back in. Goes up with it. Nice layup there. Coming back away from Plath. Plath out to Sito. Sito to Rodemacher. Goes to Quaid. Quaid with the pump fake, then takes a deep two. Just misses there. And rebounded by Gotham. Gotham now coming around. And travels. Ball dancing around the baseline there. 27-9. Lancers leading by 18. Plath will go to Rodemacher. Rodemacher taking it up for the Lancers. Sito across to Rodemacher. Inside to Quaid. Quaid going up under pressure there. Bounces around and goes out. Rebounded by Rodemacher. Rodemacher going to go in with it. Stops short. Comes out to Rodemacher. Just misses his shot. And that'll go off Thorough. Nope, that'll go off Harder, sorry. And out. Remain the Lancers ball. Plath to pass in. And Reimer will come in for New Auburn. And Wales will come in for Quaid on the Lancer side. Again, Plath to pass in for the Lancers. Plath to find Rodemacher. Rodemacher with a nice play there. Scoring two off the glass. And Polchinski will now bring it up for New Auburn. Polchinski across to Reimer. Reimer contested by Rodemacher, who will steal the ball from him. Rodemacher now bringing it up. An open lane is given to him. Stopped short, however, by Harder. Pass to Thorough. Thorough tries driving, then passes out to Wales. Wales to Rodemacher. Rodemacher tries to find a lane, goes up with it. And nice play there off a hook shot. 31-9 is now the score. Lancers lead by 22. Pass across from Gotham is stolen by Rademacher, and Rademacher will again make a nice layup. And Polchinski this time will bring it the other way. Polchinski down to Gotham. Gotham trying to find a block, does not get one, comes back out to Harder. Harder gets a block, goes the other way though. Stopped by Plath. Goes up with it, misses, rebounded by Thorough. Bounces on the floor to Rademacher, to Sido. Ahead to Rademacher, who will make another layup. Rademacher now with 9 points of the game. 35-9 is the score, 19 seconds to go in the half. Gotham down to Harder. Harder will take a deep two. Just misses that, rebounded by Sido. Sido ahead, just misses the half-court shot of a three. And that'll end the half. New leading scorer for the Lancers is Ben Rademacher with 9 points. Close second is Rutz with 8. For New Auburn, there's only 2 people that have scored, Harder and Gotham. Harder with a total of 7, and Gotham with 2. Lancers ended with 4 team fouls, and New Auburn ending with 2. And I'll be back in approximately 5 minutes for the second half of this JV game. Hello and welcome back to the second half of the JV game for the Immanuel Lancers against New Auburn. New Auburn is currently trailing 35-9. Harder scoring 7 out of the 9 points for them, and Gotham with the other 2. Again, the leading scorers for the Lancers are Rutz and Rademacher. Rademacher with 9, Rutz with 8. Stick around after this half for the varsity game, which will follow. Obviously, that'll be the Lancers varsity against the New Auburn varsity. Lancers will get the ball, pass into Rademacher. Rademacher looking around, finds Plath just to his right, comes across to Thorough. Thorough across to Wales. Wales looking for a shot, decides to drive in, then bump back out to Plath. Plath finding an open lane, comes across to Sito. Sito with a 3, just long. And that'll go off, that'll go off Ludwigson and out. Plath passing the ball, finds Thorough. Thorough back up to Rademacher, top of the key. Gets a block from Plath. Dribbles around, comes back to Plath, and back to Rademacher. Looking for a driving lane, does not find one, goes back out to Wales. Wales into Plath. Plath across to Rademacher. Rademacher going up with it, just misses his layup. Nice rebound there by Woolover. Woolover across to Harder. And Harder taking it the other way. Harder goes inside to Woolover. Pass inside to Polchinski. Sorry, not Polchinski. To Ludwigson, sorry. And then back out to Melland. Melland looking for a driving lane. Does not find one. Gets it to Harder. Harder will go up with it. And nice easy layup for him. Now with 9 points on the game. Rademacher bringing it the other way for the Lancers. To Wales. Wales back to Rademacher inside to Sito. All the way across to Wales. Wales with the 3. Just misses that. Thorough attempting to get that rebound. Does not get it. And saved by Woolover. Woolover out to Gotham. And Gotham will bring it the other way for New Auburn. He'll get it inside to Ludwigson. Ludwigson does not find a driving lane. Tries to get it back out to Harder. Tipped away by Thorough. Taken back by Harder. Ludwigson inside to Melland. Melland into Fetty. Fetty will go up with it. Blocked by Rademacher. Again up with it. Just too long. And this time rebounded by Rademacher. And carry called on Rademacher. Ludwigson to pass into Harder. Harder will take it up for New Auburn. Harder across to Fetty. Fetty back up to Ludwigson. He will find Melland. Melland drives, just misses, but is fouled by Plath, I believe. Nope, by Sito. That is Sito's second. Team's first of the half. Melland will be shooting 2. Excuse me. Melland makes his first. And lots of subs here. Get 2 for the Lancers, Rutz and Brandel, sorry. Melland misses his second. And New Auburn jumped. Rutz to bring it the other way. Rutz inside to Brandel. Brandel comes back top of the key to Sito. Sito inside to Plath, high post. Out to Brando. Brando with the 3, bounces off the front. Rebounded by Thorough, and No, Thorough is pushed down. Again, the score is 35-12. Harder will bring it the other way for New Auburn. Harder looking to drive. Stopped there by Thorough. Pass ahead to Sito. Sito go up with it, misses his layup, but a foul is called on Harder. That is his first, team's first of the half. Rutz will get it into Plath. Plath pump fakes, stops short, and passes ahead. And another foul is called. This time called on Ludwigsen. That is his first, team second of the half. Plath to pass in. He'll find Sito. Sito across to Rutz. Rutz drives, then comes back out to Plath. Plath pump fakes, comes high post to Thorough. Thorough misses his shot, rebounded by Rutz, who dribble around. Pass across to Brando. Brando with the middle two. Just misses that. Saved there by Plath, out to Thorough, out to Rutz. Rutz with the three. Harder will Harder will bring it the other way for New Auburn. He'll put it down into Ludwigsen. Ludwigsen to Melland. Melland with a nice two. Rutz to bring it the other way. Score is now 38-14. Lance is still leading. Sito inside to Thorough. Thorough back out to Brando. Brando pump fakes a three. He comes up high post for two. Just misses that. Rebounded there by Fetty. Sorry. He'll pass ahead to Harder. And Harder will take it down for New Auburn. Harder inside to Woolover, and a foul called on Brandel. That is Brandel's first, team second of the half. And some more subs. Thompson and Carstensen will come in for the Lancers. Harder will get it into Ludwigsen. Ludwigsen back to Harder. Harder tries to force a layup in there and gets it in. Harder now with 11 points in the game. Rutz across to Brandel. Brandel inside high post to Thompson. Thompson loses it. Bounces around on the floor and ended up being stolen by Ludwigsen. He'll come across to Harder, and Harder will bring it the other way for New Auburn. Harder comes to Ludwigsen. Inside to Melland. Melland will put it up, just misses. Rebounded by Ludwigsen. Into Woolover, blocked by Carstensen. And out it goes off Sito. And Cody will come in for Ludwigsen. Harder to pass in. Attempted pass to Woolover is stopped there by Rutz. And it'll go off on Rutz. Harder to pass in yet again. Harder gets it into Woolover this time. Up to Cody. Cody at the top of the key. Gets it down to Fetty. Fetty inside. Tipped around. Ended up taken by Woolover, who will put it in. And Sitter will bring it the other way for the Lancers. Score is now 38-18. Lancers still leading by 20. Sitter in and out, passes it across to Brandel, left wing. Comes into Thompson. Thompson high post. Tries to send it into Carstensen on the block. Stolen there. Melland, sorry. Harder bringing it the other way for New Auburn. Harder into Fetty. Fetty back out to Harder, down to Melland. Melland tries to get it back out to Harder, is unable to do so, goes up with it. Misses that, rebounded by Fetty. Fetty tries to get it to Cody, and a foul called. Oh, sorry, timeout called. Sorry, I missed that. And 30-second. Score is 38-18. Lancers lead by 20. Rutz and Rodemacher competing for the top spot for points. And Melland is competing with Gotham for second most points on New Auburn. Melland went up 5 in this half to Gotham's 2. Fetty to pass in. Fetty, nice pass to Harder, and Harder will make another 2. Roots to bring it down, gets it across to Brando. Brando fakes a 3, comes up with a short 2. Bounces off the rim, rebounded by Carsonson, and jump ball called. And New Auburn's ball. Radical and Rodemacher will come in for the Lancers. Fetty gets it into Harder. Harder back to Fetty. Fetty back to Harder. And he'll bring it up the court for New Auburn. Harder tries to pass inside to Melland. Shot is missed. Rebounded by Radical outside to Rodemacher. Rodemacher will bring it up for the Lancers. He's going to go across to Rutz. Rutz will go inside with it. Just misses off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Carsonson out to Rodemacher. Rodemacher skip pass across to Sito. Sito into Rutz. Rutz to Carsonson, who just missed his layup. Rebounded there by Woolover. He'll pass to Harder, and Harder will bring it the other way for New Auburn. He goes inside to Woolover. Woolover trying to find driving lane. Misses that. Rebounded by Melland. And then rebounded by Fetty. Goes up with it twice. Misses both times. Rebounded by Radical out to Rodemacher, and Rodemacher will take it the other way for the Lancers. Score is still 38-20. Lancers up by 18. Rodemacher sends it into Sito. Sito bounces back out to Rodemacher, across to Radical. Back up to Rodemacher. Rodemacher drives left wing, goes into Carsonson. Carsonson across to Sito. Sito driving around the high post, comes out to Rutz. Rutz with the deep corner 3, and he will drain that. Rutz now with 14 points on the game. Harder tries getting it inside to Melland, stolen by Radical. Pass ahead to Rodemacher. Rodemacher tries to get inside to Carsonson, just misses that. Tipped around about 6 people. Ends up in the hands of Cody. And travel called on Cody. 2 more subs for the Lancers, Leduc and Lath. Radical to pass in for the Lancers. Gets it into Rodemacher. Rodemacher across to Rutz. Rutz skip pass across to Radical. Passes out to Rodemacher. Just misses the shot. Rebounded by Radical. Radical will take a shoot. Second 2 of the game, now up with 4 points. 43-20 is the score. Lancers lead by 23. Harder to bring it the other way for New Auburn. Harder tries to pass it inside to Melland. Stolen there by Plath. Plath ahead to Radical. Radical back to Plath. Plath pump fakes, goes inside, gives it to Leduc. Misses his 2 just a little bit long, rebounded by Cody. Ball bounces around a few people, saved by Fetty. Fetty back to Harder, and Harder to bring it the other way. Harder tries going inside, this time makes it there to Melland. Stolen, however, by Rodemacher. And stolen again, this time by Melland. Stolen again, this time by Radical. Radical to Rutz in the corner. Rutz makes a move, passes out to Rodemacher. Rodemacher deep, high post 2. Just misses that, rebounded there by Woolover. Woolover to Harder, and Harder will bring it the other way. 6:50 left to play, scores 43-20, Lancers leading. Harder with it, tries going left lane. Stops short, then drives high post. Pulls up, just misses his shot. Rebounded there by Rutz. Rutz ahead to Rodemacher. Loses his dribble, then regains it. Out to Rutz. Rutz with the 3. Rutz hits that. Third 3 of the night, now up to 17 points. Harder into Fetty. And Fetty will bring it up for New Auburn. Fetty to Harder. Harder outside to Woolover. Tries to get it inside. Does to Mellover. Melland will try and get it up there twice. Misses both times. Rebounded by Roots. Pass ahead to Radical. Nice look there to Leduc. Misses his pass though. Stolen there by Melland to Harder. And Harder will bring it the other way. Harder going around. Nice look inside. However, stolen by Plath. And timeout Lancers. Quaid will come in for the Lancers after this timeout. As well for New Auburn, Ludwigson, Reimer, and Rust. Harder still being the main scorer for New Auburn. Now with 13 points out of the 20. And Roots has taken the lead for the Lancers, now with 17. Lancers have 2 fouls for this half, as well as New Auburn having 2. 46-20 is the score. Lancers leading by 26. .28 left to play in the half. Following this will be the varsity game between these two teams. Radical into Rademacher. Rademacher bringing it down the way for the Lancers. Passes right wing to Plath. Plath get past to Radical. Up to Rademacher. Drive inside. Jump shot. Just misses. Rebounded by Radical out to Rademacher. Rademacher across to Plath. Plath inside to Quaid. Quaid up to Rademacher. Dribbles around, takes a high post shot. Just missed there. Almost rebounded by Plath. Quaid almost with the steal there. Sorry. Fetty taking it the other way for New Auburn. Fetty down to Polchinski. Polchinski down to Fetty in the corner. Fetty tries driving baseline, is unable to do so, comes back up to Melland. Melland now stuck, gets it into Fetty. Fetty goes up with a block by Radical, stolen by Rademacher. Rademacher will take it the other way for the Lancers. Rademacher stops short, and then goes up with it, realizing nobody's around him. Rebounded by Leduc, passed out to Radical, Radical to Rademacher. Rademacher across to Radical, across to Plath. Skip pass to Rademacher, now left wing. Rademacher drives and goes in for a layup, making that. Now with 11 points is Rademacher. Polchinski bringing it up for New Auburn. 3:40 left to play in the half. Mellon drives with it. Nice play there against Radical. He's now up to 7. Rademacher brings it up, passes it into Radical. Radical to Quaid. Quaid to Leduc. Leduc just misses that. Nice rebound there by Melland. Passes it to Fetty. Fetty will bring it the other way. 48-22 is the score. Plath steals on Fetty. Plath with a layup. Attempted pass there from Ludwigson gets stolen. Rodemacher gets that, tries to pass ahead to Plath, but is too far. Oh, that is way too many subs for me to handle. Oh, goodness. Okay, so Thorough, Sido, Thompson, Wales, Brandel come in for the other 5. And, oh, goodness. Let's see. I think Reimer came in as well for New Auburn, I think. Polchinski driving with the left, decides to go to Reimer, then back out to Polchinski. Tries to go inside, stolen there by Thompson. 2:30 left to play. Cross to Brandel into Thorough out to Sido. Sido driving, comes out to Brandel with a 3. Bounces off the front of the rim and out. Rebounded there by Melland. Passes to Harder, and Harder will bring it the other way for New Auburn. Lenses are up 50-22, leading by 38. Sorry, 28. 3 rebounds there by Melland. Missing all 3 shots, though. Passes out to Polchinski. Polchinski down to Harder. Harder in the corner. Tries to come back up to the top of the key. Stopped there by Thompson. Pulls that to Polchinski. Goes back to Harder. Tipped by Thompson. Taken by Rodemacher. Sorry, by Sido. And passed to Brando across to Wales. Wales down to Thompson. Thompson will fake a 3. Comes inside. Passes to Thorough. Thorough will go up with it. Just misses off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Reimer. Reimer to Melland. Melland to Harder, and Harder will bring it the other way. Minute 10 left to play. Lancers still lead 50-22. Harder passes inside to Melland. Melland with a nice look there. Nice shot. Now up to 9 points is Melland. Brando going around everybody with that. Passes to Thorough. Thorough to Sido. Sido with a 3. Just misses. Off the front of the rim, off the backboard, and out. Rebounded there by Melland. Melland to Bolchinski. And with 51 seconds, we have 2 subs for New Auburn. Cody and Woolover. Harder to pass in. Oh, Quaid came in for Sido on the Lancer side. Polchinski gets it. Pass to Cody. Just saves it from going out of bounds. Back to Polchinski. Polchinski trying to drive left lane. Does not find anything there. Comes back to Cody. Cody top of the key. Finds Rust. Rust shoots. Just misses there. Rebounded by Polchinski. Polchinski go up with it and is fouled. Missing the shot, however. And I believe it's on Brandel. Yes, Brandel with his second personal foul, 3rd teams on the half. And Polchinski will be shooting 2. 28 seconds left to play. Polchinski misses that. Polchinski with the second one, and he will make that. His first point of the game. Wales bringing it the other way, 20 seconds to go. Wales is fouled by Polchinski. That is Polchinski's first personal, team's 3rd of the half. Wales to pass in. He'll get it in to Brandel. Brando across to Wales. Wales skip pass across to Quaid, up to Brandel. Brandel to Wales. Wales back to Brandel. Back to Wales. Lance is just wasting time here. Back to Brandel. And they're just going to let the clock run out. And that'll end it. 50-25. Lancers win by 25. Well played on both sides. Harder is ends up being the leading scorer for New Auburn, ending with 13 points out of the 25. And Ritz will be the leading scorer for the Lancers, having 17 out of the 50. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you'll be able to join us for the varsity game, which will start in the next 5 minutes. Hope to see you then, and have a good night.